In this instructional video, I'm going to cover what you need to do for the documentary video project. So for the documentary video project, you need to create a 1 to 2 minute fact-based documentary about a person, a location, or an event. In this assignment sheet, there are several student examples that include interviews. You can click on this and you can watch some of these. Some of these are good, some of them are bad, but you can watch them and see them. And then here's a really high quality example created by a teacher. And then here's a list of some other documentary ideas that you can do. Your topic obviously must be school appropriate. If you have questions about that, you can ask your teacher or the sub. Here are the requirements for this. You need to have 3 titles: an opening title, a lower third title that goes over your interviewee subject. You need to have rolling credits at the end as well. You also need to have 6 to 12 high quality, large, copyright free photos. You need to have a voiceover narration that covers at least 60% of your video. So you can figure out if you're making a 1 minute video, 60% of that would be about 40 seconds need to be your voice. You must include background audio throughout the video. It must be at an appropriate level so you can actually hear your narration. And then you also need to include 1 to 2 supporting videos from this website or from Pixabay or any other stock media websites. And then you also need to have at least 10 seconds of an expert interview. So you would essentially, and you could interview like anyone you wanted to, but you could also pick a classmate and you could interview them and you could give them the script of what you want them to say. But you need to interview like an expert about your particular topic. All this stuff down here includes all the timelines and such that you're going to follow. This is a very huge project. It's worth 100 points, so you want to do that. And then down here at the bottom, you'll notice there are several different examples here. So this is a documentary, and this is from the old school that I used to teach at, but this is a documentary that would receive well above 100%. They crushed it. It was a great documentary. These 3 documentaries here are all very good. A B+ to an A kind of score range, and you can see there's notes about why they're so good. And then below that, these are ones that would get a C to a B, and here's some issues with that one. And then here's one that would get an F to a C-, and you can see those there. So I would definitely give these a watch just to see kind of what I'm expecting and things like that in this documentary. And then I'm going to kind of cover a few of these different requirements. So it starts out with a little bit of research where you're going to create a folder in your desktop and you're going to put all the pictures in there that you get. You're going to choose your topic, so you're going to pick whatever topic you want, obviously school appropriate again. You're going to research. You're going to copy and paste facts and sources into a Google document. Make sure that link is inside that folder and things like that. And then you're going to type and write out a script and your interview questions. So that's the script you're going to read. And then the interview questions you might like to ask the person that you're interviewing and things like that. You also want to be sure that you track the sources that you use for this documentary because you will need to include those inside your rolling credits. So be sure anytime you find an image or text content or anything like that, you want to be sure that you include that in your Google Docs so that you know that you can include those in your rolling credits at the end of the movie. And then the next step is going to be to gather some media. You're going to want to record your script. You're going to want to gather images. You can use Google or Pixabay or some other site, and you can find 6 to 12 high quality images. Now, just to be sure, if I search for a particular topic here and go to images here, you can go to tools and you can always choose large images to make sure they're large, high quality images here. And you can also make sure that they're available for different types of use. So Creative Commons means that you're free to use them. So you want to be sure that you at least filter for Creative Commons. In some instances, you won't need to do this, but just be sure. But that's just how you do it. In some instances, you won't need to do that as well. To find background music, you can use the YouTube audio library here. Like this, and there's all kinds of songs that you can use and download and you can play, and then you can use those stock media sites that we've used and gone over in the past, Pixabay or whatever, but this is just a YouTube audio library that you're free to use and download these. Okay, So there's lots of different audio and sounds there. You can also search, and those are copyright free and free for you to use. And so that's the YouTube audio library. Again, track your sources so that you can be sure you have those later. And then you're also going to need to record a short interview. So you're going to talk to either a classmate, or you can find maybe a parent or a peer or something like that, but you're going to talk to a classmate and ask them 2 to 3 questions about your topic. If they're not an expert and they don't know things about your topic, you can also ask them to simply, you can give them a script in which they can just read about your topic. Then you're going to create your video in Clipchamp here. A couple notes here about using Clipchamp. I'm going to get signed in real quick. When you use Clipchamp, you want to be sure this is set to 16 by 9. So 16 by 9 is standard widescreen format. 9 by 16 is what your phone shoots in vertically, so be sure it's set to 16 by 9 as well. You're going to add an opening title, which should last about 3 to 5 seconds. You're going to place your narration and your interview footage in your timeline. You're going to add your background music. You need to fade your music in and out. You guys should be aware of how to do that. But just in case you're not, I can show you here. Let's see if we can get a song from the YouTube audio library here. Let's download this one. Now I can simply just drag and drop this inside of Clipchamp just like this. Once I've dragged that into Clipchamp, I can drag it down to my timeline here. And then if I select this, you can see that in the audio selection, I can lower the overall volume of this. You're going to want to lower the overall volume so you can hear your background narration over the top of it. So I've lowered it down to about 20%. You can lower it to whatever you want. In this fade setting, you can fade your audio in and out. You need to be sure that your audio will fade in and out as well. This audio already fades in and out at the end, so you want to be sure that you do that. The other thing you want to do is also add in various pans and zooms here. So to do that, again, I can search for basketball and I can find a picture to use here. Let's go to images and then let me jump over to tools and I'll find one that's Creative Commons license. And here's a good picture of a basketball here. And I'm going to open this image in a new tab and I can save it to that folder, but I'm just going to save mine to my desktop is fine, but you want to save yours to your folder. And then we can import this off my desktop. There's my basketball and I can drag this in here just like this. And so now I've got this background audio playing with my music. I'm going to take this out because it's a little bit distracting here. But to add in pans and zooms here, I can go to Effects. I can click on this clip here. Let's go to Effects. And let's see if we can find a slow zoom, right? I can click on that. And then we can zoom in on a particular location. And then if I play this, you can see it'll slowly zoom. So your video needs to also include pans and zooms just like that. And so that's the most effective way to do that. And you can zoom in on different locations here. I'm told it to zoom to the lower right, which we don't necessarily want to do because the subject is in the upper left-hand corner. Another thing you can do is inside the content library here, there's all kinds of visuals and audio that you can use that are copyright free for you to use inside of this video as well. And so again, we can cover all these steps, but you need to have different transitions in there. You need to have titles. Just be sure that you read this and satisfy all the requirements of this. As I said, this is worth 100 points, so you want to do a really good job on this.